So in this session, we can start with the Q-Patrick's level second. So in the last session, we discussed about the web application hacking and the cryptography. Okay, so here we can we can continue with the that Q-Patrick's level second. Level one and the Metasploitable second, Windows hacking, Android hacking that we have already discussed. So basically, we have Q-Patrick's level second, which is more advanced than level number one. Now it is a kind of a server, and this is going to be our target machine. And also, it is a Linux server. So we can install it using Google. Okay. So here we can search for Q Patrick's level second download. Okay, and from here, so basically 1.1 is second level and 1.2 is the third level, and simply 1.0 is first level. So basically here we have two versions. First we have original and second we have updated version of Q Patrick's. So we can click on this mirror image. Okay, this mirror image. Because we have to install the updated version of this Q-Patrick's level second. Okay, so you can simply click on this one to download. Then this is a zip file, so we can simply unzip it. So for unzipping, you can use any compression application. Okay, so after unzipping, we can simply open the VMware. So Q-Patrick's is going to be our target machine. So we can simply open that machine inside VMware, like it is a setup. So we can simply click on File and click on Open and move to the location where a Q-Patrick's is located. So basically it is in my E drive, okay, or in the downloads. So here we can search for Q-Patrick's level second and click on here and click on this send to S VMX file and click on Open. Okay, then you can simply open it and click on Edit virtual machine settings. And from here, click on this network adapter as bridge. Okay, that's it. And we can start the machine. Okay, and then we can open the Kali machine as well. So Cubatrix is our target machine and attacker machine is Kali Linux. Okay, so this is our attacker machine. Attacker machine is also known as lhost, which is localhost, and Cubatrix, which is the target machine, is also known as rhost, which is remote host. Okay, then we will follow the same methodology as we will start with the information gathering, then scanning, and then we will scan the network. We will scan the open ports. Okay, and then we start with the vulnerability analysis where we will find if that target machine is vulnerable or not. Okay, and once we find that it is vulnerable, then we can start attacking the target machine. Okay, and before even considering the methodology, we can also check out some 3 points. Okay, which is first, who is our target machine? So that is our Linux machine. Okay, it is a kind of a Linux server. Then second, what is the motive of hacking? Okay, why are we hacking this machine? So that is to gain the root access. Even you can check out this motive here. Like here you can see the description of this particular machine as well as the challenge, which is to acquire the root access. Okay, via any means possible. So what we can do, we can simply, this is our motive, that is to gain the root access. And third is what kind of applications or tools and technologies we are going to use. So we can start with the encryption scanner, okay, to collect IP address. Then we can move with the Nmap. And then we can start with the vulnerability analysis. We can use NITO also. Okay, we can use Metasploit and so on. Okay, that we will see. But these are the basic application we can use in the journey. Okay. Then first we can start with the Angry IP scanner. Okay. So and here the target machine, which is Qpatrix, and Kali machine, they are on the on the same network. Okay, so we can start with finding the IP address of this machine, of the Kali machine, so that we can know the range. And after knowing the range, we can put the range here. Okay, so here we can find the IP address of this machine. So the range is 192.168.1.1 to 255. So we can mention the range here, which is 192.168.1.1 to 255. So maybe this is the IP of Qpatrix, which is 192.168.1.44. So we can simply, like, what we can do, we can simply mention this IP, which is 192.168.1.44 in the browser. Okay, so to check if this is Qpatrix IP or not, so we can mention 192.168.1.1.44. Yeah, this is the IP of Qpatrix machine. So what we can do, we can simply mention this IP here in the notepad. Okay, which is 192.168.1 and 44. Okay, now what we can do, we can start with the scanning the machine. Okay, so here we can start with the Nmap scan, a simple Nmap scan, which is we can scan for the version, we can scan for the operating system, we can scan aggressively. Also, we can increase the number of threads, and we can mention the IP of target machine. Okay, so now we can find how many ports are open. So port number 22 is open, which is SSH, and this version is running. Okay, port number 80 is open, which is of HTTP. Okay, and this Apache server is running. And and even we can see the operating system, which is CentOS. Okay, like it is like a Linux distribution. Then 111 is also open, which is RPC bind. 443 is open, which is again HTTPS. and IPP is also open, and MySQL is also open. So these ports are open, and here we can see the version of kernel is 2.6. Okay, so the Linux kernel is 2.6, and which is CentOS also. Also, we can check out the OS details, which is running 2.6.9 to 2.6.30. Okay, so now these ports are open. So first preference we can give to the ports number. Like port number SSH is open, okay. Port number HTTP is open and HTTPS is open, which means there's any website which is hosted on this particular server. So what we can do, we can simply mention the IP of that target in the browser to check like which website is hosted on this server. Okay, so now as if we can also attack on port number SSH also, on port number any other port number also. Like we have to check first if that port is vulnerable or not. But here the website is also hosted. So we can first check the website. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply use 192.168.1.44. Okay, so basically this website is hosted, and here we have this username and this password panel here. Okay, like this login panel. So what we can do, we can first find how many directories are there in this particular website. So what we can do for this, we can open a new tab, and here we can use DERF, and we can mention the IP of your target machine. We can check how many directories are, or how many like files and directories are in the website. Okay, like how many web pages are there. So we can use DERF for that. Okay. In the meanwhile, we can check, like here we have to apply the username and password. Okay, we have just our login panel, not sign up panel. So what we can do, we can simply right click and we can click on the view page source here to check if we get something from the source code or not. Okay, sometimes we can get the username or password as a comment. Okay, like this is a comment here. So in place of this comment, or sometimes we can get the username password as a comment. But here we have this simple HTML form. So we don't have anything here. So we can close this one. Okay, now what we can do? Anyone? Like what kind of attack we can apply on this particular login page? Because we have to bypass this page first, then only we can hack the website or the server. But before hacking, we have to bypass this page. Like we can apply brute force attack or any other attack. So any idea like what kind of attack we can apply here? And that attack we have already covered in the previous sessions. So here we can apply the SQL injection attack. Okay, like in the SQL injection, we have two attacks. First, for the login page for the authentication bypass, and second, for the e-commerce website or for the SQL injection, like for the databases. So here we can apply the username and password panel here. Now here we can apply the SQL payload here to bypass this page. Now how we can check if this page is vulnerable or not? So simply we can proceed with the attack. Okay, we can mention this query here that we had seen before, which is we can mention any username. Okay, let's say admin, and we can mention the quotation or 1 = 1, which is we are checking this condition. Okay, we are checking this condition and we are checking this condition. Now this condition is false as we don't know the username, but this condition is true here, which is 1 = 1. So what we can do, we can simply copy this particular payload. Okay, and we can mention this here in the username parameter. Same as we can apply with the password. Okay, and click on login. Now you can see this page is vulnerable to SQL injection attack, like this panel, which is, let me log in again, 1.44. Okay, so this authentication page is vulnerable to SQL injection attack. As you can see, we can easily bypass this attack with the help of this particular query. Okay, this particular payload. When we click on login, this will help us to bypass this login page, which means this particular page is vulnerable to SQL injection attack. Okay, so we can mention here the first vulnerability that we had found is SQL injection attack. Okay, or we can say SQL injection authentication bypass. Okay, which helps, we can also mention which helps us to bypass the login page. Okay, then we have this website here. Now this website is asking to ping a machine on the network. So what we can do here, we can ping any kind of IP address. We can put any IP here. Let's say 127 localhost IP we can mention, and we can click on submit. Okay, so this website is taking the IP from the user as a user input, okay, and executing on the server and displaying the result on the web page of the user. Okay, so this is a like a workflow, or we can say the working of this particular page. Okay, now what we can do here? Anyone? Like what kind of attack we can apply here? The website is taking the user input as IP address. Even the website is also, the server is executing your IP, okay, and presenting the result here on the web page of the user. So what kind of attack we can apply here? Simple. We can apply a command injection here. Okay, what is command injection? This we have already covered in the last session, that whenever the website takes the user input and it also execute the user input on the terminal of the server, and the result will be displayed on the web page. Okay, which means whatever the query we can put here, that will be executed on the server. For example, here we can put ls here. Ls for listing the items. Okay, which means the server will run first, apply the IP address ping, and then this will print whatever the items are there in the current directory. Okay, which means the server is executing your IP as well as your some other commands. Okay, for example, we can mention pwd here and click on submit. Okay, now we are in this particular location, which is where HTML. Okay, which means the server is executing the commands, whatever the attacker is providing. So with this, we can open a reverse shell. Now, how to open a reverse shell? That is easy. We can simply use bash query here. Okay, this one. Let me show you this command. We can mention the IP. Okay, so first we are providing the IP address to ping. And secondly, here we are using this particular command for getting the shell. Okay, so now here we can mention the IP address of Kali machine because it is a reverse connection, which means we have to mention the IP of the Kali machine here as well as port number, which is local port here and local host here means Kali IP. So what we can do, we can start the listener here because it is a reverse connection. So we have to start the listener. So we can simply use another tab here. Okay. And simply we can mention netcat -nvlp and this port number, which is 1224. Okay, you can mention any other port number of your choice. So the listener is ready, and here we can mention the IP of the Kali machine. So let's find IP of Kali machine, which is ifconfig. So this is IP address of Kali machine. Okay, so we can mention the IP here, which is 192.168.1 and 42. Okay. Uh, yeah. And then this is a local port and this is a local host. And it is a reverse connection, which means the target machine will send the connection request to the Kali machine, and Kali machine will accept the connection. Okay, and here we are using the bash to get a shell here. Okay, so, and here we are using the TCP connection. So we can simply copy this particular command and we can simply apply here and click on. So when you click on submit, so this will keep on loading. Okay, and here you will get the shell. You can see you get the bash here. And when you type pwd here, you are a HTML. Sorry, this is my location here. We can use who am I here. So this is my username, Apache. So basically I'm inside the server. But here, as you can see, I am inside a server as a normal user. Here I'm Apache here, which is I'm a normal user. And what is the challenge here? To gain the root access. So what we can do, we can further hack this machine to gain the higher access, which is root access. And that process is known as privilege acceleration. Okay, so what we can do, first we can mention here the second attack which we have found, which is command injection. Okay, command injection attack on the website. Okay, which helps us to gain the reverse connection, but as a normal user. Okay, and username is Apache here, and this is a script we have used. Now, so we have successfully gained access in the machine as a normal user. And what is the challenge? To gain the root access. So we have to further hack this machine to gain the higher access. And that process is known as privilege acceleration, where you hack the machine further to gain the higher access. Okay, for example, if I move inside root, so I don't have the permission. Okay, permission deny. So what we can do, we can move inside home. We can check some files here. We have two users, so we can move inside any of this directory. Okay, so we don't have the permission. We can move inside John. We don't have the permission. So we can only perform like limited number of activities here. So what we can do, uh, now with the information gathering, we have get this information. For example, this one, that this server is a Apache server. Okay, and here the operating system is CentOS. And even if we have the version of that kernel, which is 2.6. Okay, we have the operating system version, which is 2.6 point something. And then we have Linux kernel 2.6. So what we can do, we can simply target this Linux kernel. Okay, like we can check if this kernel is vulnerable or not. So for checking what we can do, we can simply start the vulnerability analysis phase. And for this, we can use here exploit db to check if that kernel version is vulnerable or not. Like how do we check? If we get the script of that particular version, then we can say that particular kernel is vulnerable. Okay, for example, we can mention here Linux. We are looking for Linux kernel. Okay, which is and 2.6. Okay, so we don't have anything. We can remove Linux here. Okay, now we can use CentOS here because as we know, it is a CentOS operating system. So we can use CentOS. And even we can mention the version here 2.6. Okay, so I have mentioned CentOS and 2.6. So here, now we can check here. We have some scripts here. First, we have this Linux kernel 2.6.x and 3.10.x and so on. Okay. Secondly, we have this one Linux kernel. Okay, we have this script. Now, what is verified here is these are not verified. First and second, these are not verified as you can see the cross here. So we can take or we can prefer the verified scripts here. So we have this script here. So we can open this one. So whenever we are looking for the exploit, we have to look for the exact version as well as exact operating system. So basically we are looking for the CentOS, okay, Linux, and secondly 2.6 version. Okay, same as we can open this one also. It is also for Linux and CentOS. You can see CentOS. Also, we can open this one. So we got three scripts here. First, this one, and this one. So we can check. Now this is for 2.4 also and 2.6 also. And it is for CentOS here, and it is for Red Hat also. Okay, it is for Ubuntu and SUSE also. Okay, and it will provide the local privilege acceleration, which we are looking for. Okay, what we are doing, we are gaining the higher access, and that process is known as privilege acceleration. Okay, so we can prefer this script. Okay, now we can check this one. Now it is for the version which is less than 2.6.19. Okay, and here it is also for CentOS, and it is also for the privilege acceleration. Okay, and we can see the source code. It is in C language. Okay, yeah, it is in C language. And this one is also in the C language. Okay, you can see it is in the C language. Now we can check this one. Now it is for 2.4 and 2.6. Okay, and it is also for the privilege acceleration. Okay, so the name of the scripts are 9479, and this name is 9542, and this is for 9545. Okay, so now what we can do, we can try these three scripts. Okay, we can try this one also, this one also, and this one also. If this doesn't work, we can use this one. And if this doesn't work, we can use this one also. So we can check for these three scripts. So what we can do, we can simply copy the URL and we can open this in the Linux operating system. Okay. So here we can open a new tab and we can paste this link here. So we can try with this 9545.c file. Okay, and here we can click on this download option. Okay, so here we have this file here. So what we can do, we can simply, now we have to transfer this file 9545. It is a kind of a malware, you can think of a kind of exploit, which we have to execute inside the target machine. Okay, so what we can do, we have to transfer this particular file in the target machine, means inside here. Basically, this is the target machine we are inside. Like if you check who am I, so this is I'm inside the target machine. So basically, we have to transfer this 9545.c file inside the target machine. Okay, so we can use Python for this. Okay, we have this file which is 9545.c somewhere here, this one. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply start the Python server here. Okay, so you can use Python 3 hyphen m, or we can use HTTP server. I think this is the command. Simple. And then we can mention the port number. So we want to open the this session on port number 1234, or you can mention any port number of your choice. So we are having this error. I think this is in small case. This is in uppercase. maybe this one. Yeah, this one is working. So here we have started the HTTP server, okay, on port number 1234. Okay, and make sure you're starting the server in the downloads option. Okay, in the downloads file, because that C file is located in this downloads folder. So we have to start the server here. Then in the in here we can move inside temp directory, because we don't have the permission to install any kind of file in any location. Okay, like except this temp directory. So what we can do, we can use some wget command here, and here we can use http, and we can mention the IP of the Kali machine here, which is 142, and then we can use 1234 as a that port number, and here we can mention 9545.c5. Okay, now you can see the file is like fully saved here. When you type ls here, you will notice we have 9545.c. Okay, now what we can do, now it is a C file, so it is necessary to compile the C file. Okay, it is like we have to compile the C file. So for the compilation process, we can use GCC, and here we can use hyphen O for your name of your file, like in which you want to save, like by which name you want to save. So we can use exploit one, and then we can mention the name of the file 9545.c. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, now we can check. Exploit one is my name of my file after compilation. Okay, so we have this one, exploit one, we have this exploit. So what we can do, we can simply run this exploit one file. So you can use dot slash exploit one. Okay, and here you can see we have gained the shell. And when you type who am I here, you can see you are a root user here. Okay, it is like very simple. We have simply used this particular script, this particular exploit, okay, to gain the higher access. We have simply run this file inside the target machine, and when we run this file, we have gained the root access here. Okay, now we can do anything inside this machine. Okay, now like here we are inside root user, in the root directory. We can check here, we can ls here. Okay, like we can do any number of tasks here. We can move inside any location and so on. Okay, so we have successfully gained access as a root user. Okay, so the third vulnerability that we have found here is that Linux kernel, which is here CentOS 2.6, and operating system CentOS is vulnerable, which helps us to get or to gain the higher access. Okay, even we can use nitto here to check if the target is vulnerable or not. For example, here you can run simply. We can exit from here. You can run nitto here and hyphen h means your target. Okay, your host here and your target IP, which is 144. So this is a very basic vulnerability scanner, which will tell you if that target is vulnerable or not. Like some important points, like PHP version, Apache version, and some other points. Okay, so we can also use this one. It is not compulsory, and it is like a very basic application. So let's sum up the process. So first we start with the information gathering. So in the information gathering, we have gathered the IP address with the help of Angry IP scanner. Then we have collected some ports information. Okay, like how many ports are open or what kind of versions are running on those open ports. So for that, we have used nmap here. Okay, with the nmap, we have found that there's a website which is hosted on that particular server. Okay, so we have opened the website, and after opening, we have get the login panel. And we have bypassed that login panel with the help of SQL injection authentication bypass attack. Okay, where we have used this particular payload. Okay, then after login inside the website, we have get this particular page. Okay, means it is asking to ping any website. So what we can do, we have means it is like a command injection attack. Okay, where the attacker is applying the commands and that server is executing the commands of the attacker. Okay, with this, we have gained the reverse connection as a normal user while running this particular payload. Okay, after gaining the reverse connection as a normal user, we have found that we are a normal user and we don't have any rights in the machine. Okay, so what we have done, we have simply check that what kind of Linux kernel that server is using. Okay, and also which operating system that server is using. So with the help of nmap, we have found that this particular machine is using 2.6 kernel and CentOS. Okay, now then we have checked if that server, or sorry, if this kernel is vulnerable or not. So that is why we have used the exploit DB to find the exploit. Okay, if we manages to find the exploit, then we can say that particular version is vulnerable. Okay, then we have looked for CentOS 2.6 here, and here we have found these three scripts which are verified, which is first we have Linux kernel 2.4, second we have for less than 2.6.19, and third is for 2.4 and 2.6. Okay, so we can try, even this will also work and this will also work. Okay, but in our case, this already is working. So we have just installed this Linux, this script inside the Linux machine inside Kali. Then we have simply transferred this Linux script, sorry, this C script from Kali to this machine, to the attacker machine. Okay, and we have transferred this machine inside temp directory. Okay, and then we have executed this script using GCC compiler. We have first compiled this file. It is a C file and we cannot run C file directly. So we have to compile it first. Okay, after compilation, then we have run this file. Here we are using GCC compiler. Okay, and hyphen O means we are renaming the script. Okay, after compilation. So you can mention any name here of your choice. Okay, here I'm mentioning exploit one and name of your file you want to compile. Okay, after compilation, we can simply use ls here, and this is the compiled file we have get, and then we can simply run this file, which is dot slash exploit1. And while after running this script, this will gain the like the higher access, which is we are a root user now. Okay, when we type who am I, so here we are a root user. So it is a very simple machine. Okay, you can try with the Cubetrix level 3, 4, 5. Okay, also, but level 1 and level 2 are like easy. Okay, so whenever we are hacking the machine, we can just give the preference to open ports, like how many ports are open, and we can check if any of the port is open or not. If the ports are not open or few ports are open, or we can say if all the ports are secure, then we can move to website. We can check if the website is vulnerable or not. Okay, if the website is vulnerable, then we can hack the machine, hack the server using the website. If the ports are vulnerable, then we can directly attack on the port to gain access in the server. So it depends on the nature of the server or what kind of websites is hosted and so on, or how many ports are open or what kind of versions are running on those open ports. Okay, is it clear this much? Any doubt? So this is how we can hack the server. You can follow the same methodology in every server, in every machine you are hacking. Okay. So any questions? Is it clear this much?
Yeah, it is, but like whenever you go for the Kali machines, like I was getting some confusion because looks like you have to do the mirroring, and then how you go. Uh, that's fine. Like I will watch this video, then actually after doing a practice, so I can raise a question. Actually, I cannot explain to you right now my confusion actually. No problem,
Okay, so
Bhavya, you can proceed. Okay, that's fine.
okay, okay. So this is how we can hack the Kubernetes level second machine. So we have one more machine which we can also check out, which is Mr. Robot. Okay. So we can simply, you can this is for the assignment. You can try it. It is not compulsory to solve it. It is like a more advanced machine than Cubetrix level second. So you can simply search for Mr. Robot, download free. Okay. Sorry, it is a web series also. You can search for Mr. Robot, vulnerable machine. Okay, one half simply. And you can click on this first URL, which is mrrobot1hub.com. And here you can click on this mirror image. Okay, it is a over file. You can also open this inside VirtualBox and also inside VMware. Okay, so simply download, open your virtual machine. Okay, or sorry, your VMware, and simply from the VMware, click on file and click on open. Okay, and open that machine and make sure your machines both are on the bridge network, your attacker machine and your Kali machine. Both should be on the bridge network. Okay, so let me power off this machine. Now we can move to other module, which is, I think, mobile platforms. Okay, so basically we have already seen like how we can hack the mobile platforms like Android. Okay, so we have some other technique to hack the Android devices. So let me show you that. So first is like how we can hack Android devices by creating binary payloads using ParaTOS or Kali Linux. So this we have already covered, like how we can create a malware with the help of MSF Venom, which is Metasploit only, and how we can gain the shell with the help of MSF console. Okay, this is we have already covered. Then harvest users credentials using social engineering toolkit. This is also we have covered. Okay, like how we can create a fake web page, like a Netflix web page or Instagram, using set or Zfisher, and how we can transfer that link, like how we can share that link to the victim. Okay, so this we have already covered. Then we have launched a DOS attack on the target machine using low-bit ion cannon on the Android mobile platform. So we have this one particular application which is low-bit ion cannon. Now this is not available on the Play Store officially, and even this is not available officially anywhere. Okay, I mean like this is outdated. So, but it is important for the examination. So you can simply check out this PDF here. Okay, we have this Android emulator, and here we can install this APK. Well, you will get this APK from the internet, but I'm not sure that will be like malicious or malicious free. Okay, so you can search for this particular APK. Okay, so we have this particular APK which is low bit ion cannon. So you can install it. Even before installing, check if this file is malicious or not. Okay, it is important to check. Otherwise, maybe this file can be malicious. So if this is malicious, so don't install this one inside your Android machine. Okay, but this file is like this application is not officially available. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply use this PDF to check. Okay, it is very simple to run. Like we can simply install it. After installing, we can mention the IP of your target machine, which is this in our case 1010.1.19. And even we can mention what kind of packets you want to share as a DOS attack. Like we have UDP packets, we have HTTP, and we have TCP packets. Okay, and here you can mention your IP and your port number, like on which port number you want to attack, on 80 or on any other port number. And then you can share how many packets you want to share. Okay, even you can mention the number of threads here. Okay, so here comes your IP address, your target IP mainly. Um, it's not working. Okay, here you can mention your IP, your target port number, and your number of threads. And here you can mention which like of which protocol packets you want to share. Okay, and even you can turn on the ICMP mode. Okay, and then you can click on start, and here you can see you can also analyze the same with the help of Wireshark. Okay, after analyzing, you can simply check how many packets your Android has been shared to your target machine, which is like around 12,000 packets. Okay, so this is a very simple kind of attack using Android. Okay, even applying the DOS attack with the help of Android is not a useful technique. Basically, you can use your machine, your Kali machine, uh your your system only. Okay, don't use this one attack for the real time attacking to any server or any machine. Okay, it is only for the examination purpose. It is not as compulsory or not as important. Okay, this is just for the examination purpose. You can check out. And the same you can analyze with the help of Wireshark. You can turn on the Wireshark in your system and you can check like how many packets you are receiving from your Android machine. Okay, so it is very like simple and useless also. Then we have explored the Android platform using ADV using Phone Exploit. Now we have this one application which is Phone Exploit. So we can also use this tool for hacking the Android phone. Okay, but here we have a drawback here. Like for using this particular application, you need the Android phone, means your target Android. Okay, for hacking. Like you physically need that particular phone. Okay, like you're physically, for example, you are hacking my Android, then you need my Android physically. Okay, because let's say we have the system. Okay, this is your attacker machine. Okay, so basically you have to connect your target phone, your target Android with your system with the help of a USB cable. Then only you can able to hack it. Okay, that is the drawback of using this application. Otherwise, you cannot hack it. So for using this particular application, you have to connect the target Android with the system with the help of USB cable, like the charging cable. Okay, this is first drawback. Second drawback is you have to turn on that USB debugging mode on the Android. Okay, let me show you that also. You can like if you have any Android, then you can search for you can open your settings, and in the settings you can open that developer options. In the developer options, you will get the USB debugger mode. Okay, this one, Android, this particular option here. Okay, you can open your settings. In the settings, you can open your, you can just keep on clicking your Android version. So when you keep on clicking this Android version, they will open another option for you, that is a developer option. And in the developer option, you have to turn on this particular module, which is USB debugging. Okay, so this is like a ADB debugging option, which help you to connect your Android phone with your machine. Okay, then only you can hack that Android. So this is the second drawback of using this phone exploit. First, you need that phone physically. Secondly, you have to turn on this USB debugging mode, and by default, it is power off. Okay, so you have to turn on that mode first, then you have to need that physical phone, then you have to connect that particular application, like your device, with your system, and then you can hack it. Okay, and before hacking, even you have to install this particular application in your Linux. So you can copy this command here, GitHub, and you can open in the browser, and you can simply clone this phone exploit inside the machine, inside of Kali. Now, what kind of features you can perform with the help of this phone exploit? You can access the shell, you can start the screen recording, you can take a screenshot of your device, of the victim device, you can uninstall any app, dump any system for info, and so on. Like we have many options here. So basically, it is same as the MSF console attack. Okay, like gaining the reverse shell. The difference is here you are accessing the phone physically. Okay, and in the MSF console attack, we are accessing the Android with the help of the malware. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, even it is also saying connecting device via ADV. That is also compulsory. Now, how to install it? So simply you can follow this installation process. You can simply install this ADV inside of Linux first. Okay, so you can follow this process here, ADV. Okay, then copy this command here, git clone. Okay, you have to copy this one here. Sorry, git clone. Okay, then you have to move inside git clone. Okay, move inside git clone. Sorry, this phonics spread. Then install the Colorama. Okay, it is like a Python library, and then like run this phonicspread.py. So when you run this, you will get several options here. Okay, for example, let me show you. Okay, you will get these options. Like you can check out the show connected devices, like how many devices are connected with your system, like physically. Then you can disconnect the devices as well. You can connect a new phone. You can access the shell. You can install any other APK. You can also record any phone and so on. Okay, so once you connect your target phone with your system with the help of that USB cable, and also that option would be also enabled. Okay, this option was also enabled. Then you can apply this option number third here, which is connect a new phone. Okay, then this application will like show you some devices, and you can click on your device, whichever you want to connect with, and then you can click on this first. You can write first option there, which is show connected devices. Okay, for example, you can click on this three option. So you will get IP address which is like connected, and then you can like use first option to show the connected devices. Okay, you can simply connect. After connecting, you can perform any of the options here. Okay, like you can gain a shell. Okay, like access shell on a phone, and you can also install any other APK on the phone. Like Android is based on Linux only, so you can simply run the Linux commands on the Android easily. Okay, you can simply apply PWD here, which will list all the directories and location or like files of the Linux, sorry, of that Android. Okay, and then you can ls here, you can move inside any other location like CD, SD card, you can ls here, you can like now you can do any number of operations. Okay, you can use ls here, and then we can you can take the screenshot as well. You can use 7 here. Okay, which is for taking the screenshot, and your screenshot will be saved inside a Linux machine. You can see it's saved. Okay, then you can open the screenshot, and then you can run any number of commands like, okay, you can use 15 for checking like how many applications are installed. You can uninstall any application, you can install any other malware, and so on. And you can write anything inside any application and so on. Okay, like we have multiple options. You can see the networking information, the processes information, and so on. Okay, so once you gain access as a inside the Android, then you can do multiple operations. Okay, like you can these operations here. Let me show you clearly here. We can move inside phonics sprite, and we can use Python 3. Okay, and here you can see no emulators find, and here you can perform these operations. Okay, once you connect your phone, your Android with that with the system, then you can do these operation. You can uninstall any app. You can show real-time log. You can dump any information. Okay, you can list all the apps on the phone and so on. Run any app, and you can even like install your malware, and then you can run that app. Okay, you run your malware, and you can hide your malware as well. Okay, so we have multiple operations. So the first thing is you have to just need that physical phone, your victim's phone, and secondly, that option should be enabled. Then only you can apply this phone exploit on that victim phone. Okay, that's why it is a kind of a not useful attack. Okay, it depends on the scenario also. If you get that Android phone of your victim, then you can apply this attack. Otherwise, not. Okay, and for that of for this option, you can apply the social engineering attack on your on the victim. That you can just manipulate a victim. That you can turn on this option. This is for the security reasons. So if your victim turn on this option, then half of your work is over. then you can gain that. Then you can just get that phone of your victim, and you can connect that phone with your system, and then you can start hacking that particular phone. But it depends on the scenario. Okay. Then we have hack an Android device by creating APK file using Android. Now this is same as Metasploit. Okay. So in the Metasploit, previously we are using MSF Venom to create a malware, and then we're using MSF console to gain the shell. Okay, to create a listener and to access the shell. Same performance, like same work we can do with the help of Android. Okay, so Android is same as Metasploit. Okay. So with the help of Android, we can create a malware for the APK for the Android. Okay, and then we can share the malware to your Android phone, and then we can create a listener with the help of Android only, and then we can gain a shell. So it is exactly same as your MSF console, MSF Venom. Okay, but again, Android is not as powerful, which can help you to bypass the antivirus. Like you cannot bypass the security of your Android with the help of Android or MSF Venom or MSF console. Okay, for bypassing, you have to create your own malware. So what we can do, you can simply install this Android uh, from GitHub. Okay, you can simply search here. And here you can simply, these are the features of Android. You can create a backdoor here, persistent backdoor. You can invisible your icon on install. Okay, like you can just hide your icon, your malware icon. Okay, you can run your application 24 into 7 hours in the Android phone and so on. Okay, now you can simply copy this command, which is git clone, and just copy this git file here and paste here. Okay, we can exit from here. Let me check. We can move back, and then here we can install it. Okay, then we can move inside Android. Now we can see uh, it is made up of, I think, Python, Java and Python. Okay, so we can simply install some libraries of Python using this pip install -r requirements.txt. Okay, and we can simply paste it. Okay, now how to use it? Same we can use for creating the malware. Okay, let me show you that. This is the installation process you can follow. Then here you can follow this process, which is here. So here you can use Python 3 android.py hyphen build hyphen I means your local host IP, means your Kali IP here. So here comes your Kali IP, hyphen P means local port. Here comes your Kali local port number. You can mention any port number of your choice. And hyphen O. O means your name of your APK file, which is my file APK malware name is securityupdate.apk. You can name your malware file as like anything .apk. Okay. So this is how you can create a malware. It is same as MSF Venom. Okay. And this is your location where your malware saved. Now you can move this malware inside the server location. Okay. Like you can simply use move command or copy here. Move your malware, which is this malware inside the server location. Okay. And turn on your Apache server. Okay, then open your Android. And in the Android, you can simply, first create a listener. For creating a listener, you can simply use Python 3, your name of your file, hyphen shell, hyphen I. You can just use here 0000 as the listener here and port number here, 4444. Okay, then start the listener. Okay, then open your Android phone. In the browser, open any kind of browser like Chrome browser, mention your IP address of your local machine, sorry, your Kali machine. Okay, and download your malware, which is securityupdate.apk. You can simply mention the IP of your Kali / name of your malware for the direct link. Okay, then here you can simply open it. For opening, you can simply install it. Okay, and when you click on open, you will get a shell here. Okay, you can see hello there, welcome to reverse shell of virtual machine. And here you can see got connection from this machine. Okay, make sure your Android and your Kali machine both are on the same network. Then only this will work. Okay. Then you can simply apply some commands like ls, pwd. You can use help here, like what kind of application you can, like what kind of operation you can do here. So here you can apply, you can check out the camera list, you can check out device info, you can take the picture, you can start the video, stop video, you can start the audio here, get SMS here. You can also get the call logs here. Okay, vibrate, get location, get IP, like and so on. You can clear, like get MAC address. So these are the operation you can perform in the victim Android. Okay, so we can use device info here. So this is the device info. Okay. Now this Android emulator is Android version 8 here. Okay. That is why we don't have any security issues here, because we can bypass the security of Android 8, even 9 also. But 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and also like the latest is 15. These are all like the secure Android versions. So what you can do, you can simply use your malware. You can create your own malware. Okay, and you can use that for bypassing the Android security. Okay, so it is same as that MSF Venom only. Okay, this will also not able to bypass any security of the Android. Okay, so if you are sharing this malware with your victim, then the Play Store security will block your malware automatically. Okay, then we have analyzed a malicious app using online Android analyzer. Now, if you want to analyze your malwares, like APK malware especially, then you can visit this particular URL. So this is specially for, it is same as virus total only, but it is specially for the APK files. Okay, like if you want to analyze any malicious APK, then you can use this particular website. Okay, you can drop your APK, and this will tell you everything about APK files. Okay, like if that APK is malicious or not, what kind of permissions that APK is taking from your phone, etc. For example, we are uploading this malicious file. Okay. Now here you can see the package name here is Metasploit. It is made up of Metasploit. Version name is this one. And then we have this requested permission. Like this malware can take these permissions from the Android phone, like internet permission, Wi-Fi, location, camera, and so on. Okay. And also you can see the source code of that malware. Okay, so we can use this application to like particularly scan any APK file. Even you can use virus total, or you can use hybrid analysis, but also you can use for the APK analyzing, you can use this application. Okay, like this website. Then we have one more application for the Android. It is like an antivirus, which is also not free. You can use Malwarebytes security for securing your Android device. It is not free. It is like available for some 15 days. Okay, and it is also available on the Play Store. You can simply use Malwarebytes, and here this will like scan your entire device. Okay, you can simply give the permission, and after giving the permission, you can try it for 30 days. So this will like scan your entire malwares, like entire files, and it will like also like secure your device. It is a kind of a antivirus only for the Android. Apart from Malwarebytes, you can use any other antivirus which is also free. Okay, like we have many free antiviruses in the Android. You can search on the Play Store if you want. Then okay. Otherwise, if someone is sharing you the malware which can bypass the antivirus, then no antivirus can protect you from the malwares. Okay, that is also the thing. Like you have to remember this one. So that is why always be careful in terms of downloading any files or any other visiting any other URL. Because if that malware is can bypass the security, then your antivirus cannot identify it as malware. Okay, is it clear this much? Any questions? Any doubts?
No.
Okay, then we can move to IoT and the cloud computing. So IoT is something which is like which is a separate domain of cybersecurity, also of IT also. Okay. Same as with the cloud computing, like we have a separate domain of cloud security and cloud computing. So CEH is like a very basic certification. That is why we have just an overview of IoT and cloud computing, like how we can gather information and how we can hack a basic cloud service. Okay. So first we can start with the IoT. So IoT, can anyone tell me what is IoT? Like IoT or OT devices? So mainly IoT stands for Internet of Things. So the devices which have the IP addresses are known as IoT devices. For example, the home appliances, the fan, the AC, the washing machines. Now, if you are connecting your home appliances or your office appliances with the internet, or you can control your devices with the help of your device, then those are known as IoT devices. Especially, you can just make a comparison the devices which have the some other purpose, but you are controlling those devices with the help of the internet. Those are known as IoT devices. Like we cannot say that your system is a IoT device because that is not a IoT device. Okay, IoT is like the washing machines, the home appliances which you use, the office appliances also the part of IoT devices, like which you can control with the help of internet. Or we can say the device which have the IP address. Those are known as IoT devices. Then we have, let me write the definition. It is like Internet of Things. Okay. Then we have OT devices. So in the OT devices, we have the operational technology. Okay. Now operational technology is like these are the devices which are mainly used in the manufacturing firms or we can say in the industries. Those are known as OT devices. For example, let's say we have a just an example. Let's say we have a chemical industry. And in that chemical industry, we have a water alarm or a fire alarm or any kind of alarm. And you are connecting that alarm or that devices with the internet. Okay, like you are controlling those devices with the help of your system or your Android or your iOS. So those devices are known as OT devices, especially the devices which are used in the industries. Okay, so basically for the home appliances and or for the office appliances, those are known as IoT devices, and OT devices are mainly the devices which are used in the industries. Okay, like in the firms, in the manufacturing firms mainly, or in the industries. Okay, so this is the difference in the IoT or OT device. So we can simply hack the IoT devices also, OT devices also. We can just we can get the IP. You can collect IP address of any IoT device nearby you, and you can open the login page of that IoT device, and you can start applying a brute force attack or bypassing any authentication bypassing mechanism, and you can control the device with the help of that login, like authentication bypass. Okay, like you can bypass the authentication page uh, of any IoT device, and then you can gain the access inside the panel, and you can start controlling that IoT or OT device with the help of that panel. Okay, for example, we can do some footprinting with the help of IoT. Like we can use who is domain lookup, or we can use Google Docs, and also we can use Shodan for collecting some IoT devices. Okay, like some information about IoT devices. So first we can use who is domain lookup. So here, you can mention the IP. Okay, you can mention the IP address or the URL of a nearby IoT device. Okay, and then you can mention in the who's lookup domain, and you can find the information of the organization like register, expire, and so on, other information. Like whois lookup is mainly used for collecting the registrant information, the contract information, also the admin information. Okay. It is not useful in terms of hacking. It is only useful in terms of just gaining some kind of insights from the about the company. Okay. Apart from this one, you can also use Google Docs. For example, here you can search for Google Hacking Database. Okay, and here you can use some, for example, the owner, like the company which control the IoT or OT devices is mainly the SCADA company. Okay, so you can find the SCADA login pages to get some login pages of the IoT devices which you can bypass. For example, this index of we can find the login pages, right? So we can copy this doc here, and here we can paste. Okay, so you can right click, you can open the link in the okay, so this is for the RM RPS power system, and here we have the login page. Now you can use some bypassing like authentication bypass technique. You can use brute force attack here to bypass this login page. Okay, so this we have already covered, like how we can apply the brute force or how we can apply the authentication bypass mechanism here. Okay, so we can use SCADA here. SCADA is like a main like company for this IoT and OT devices. Apart from the Google Docs, we can also use Shodan here. So you can simply open the Shodan. You can create an account on the Shodan. Okay, you can log in with Google or Twitter. Okay, and then here you can mention a port number of IoT or OT devices, which are mainly 1883. So 1883 is like a dedicated port number of IoT or OT device. So you can apply the port number 1883 in your location, and then you can start getting the devices. Okay, so these are devices which we have get, and here you can use, you can collect some information. Okay, with the help of that device. So this is it with the IoT hacking, like IoT information gathering. We have like a vast field in the of the IoT security also. Okay, so it is like a separate domain of cybersecurity. I like IoT security. So you can also move inside IoT security if you want. Then we have cloud computing. So it is like same as like we have IoT. Like we have a vast career in the cloud security also. Okay, like we have uh, like like a vast career in the cybersecurity for the cloud computing or cloud security. So you can also move inside this domain. Okay, so here we can perform some basic information gathering, and also we can see how we can hack the Amazon web services, which is Amazon S3 buckets. Okay, so basically first we can start with the information gathering using lazy 3. Now here we have this S3 buckets here. Now what are S3 buckets? So basically what we are going to hack is like Amazon cloud services, like for the like storage as a service. So for example, whenever you like if you have used the Amazon like cloud services, then you find like how we can basically store the data inside Amazon buckets. For example, we have the bucket. So whenever you are using the Amazon web services as a storage, so you will get a bucket, and in that bucket you can simply store your data. And each bucket is unique, and these buckets are known as S3 buckets. So we can simply hack these S3 buckets. And what is the means of hacking here is like you can fetch data from the bucket, you can delete data from the bucket, or we can see you can read data from the bucket. Okay, so you can perform these operation with the help of these buckets. Okay, that is the means of hacking here. Okay, hacking the bucket means you can read the data, you can fetch data, or you can delete data, or even you can upload some other data here in the bucket. Okay, so that we will perform with the help of Python only. Okay, so first we can gather information. We can find which website uses or which company uses S3 buckets. Okay, so you can use lazy 3 master for scanning here. So we can, this is a GitHub application, so we have to install it. So for the installation, you can visit this URL, and here we can simply install it. It is made up of Ruby. Okay, so you can simply click on this code here and click on this copy here. Okay, to copy this URL here, and then you can simply click on clear. We can move back. We can clear the screen again. Okay, and here we can mention git clone, and we can simply clone the tool here, and we can move inside lazy3 ls. Okay, so we have to run this tool here. So how to run it? So simply copy this particular command here. So we can use Ruby, and we can use lazy3.rv, which is Ruby, and here we can mention the company name. Okay, so here, one second. So we can mention the company name as Okay, so here we can mention HackerOne here as a company name. You can mention any other company, or you can mention the URL of that company also, like the website URL. And here you can see found bucket on this HackerOne. Okay, now this will tell you like on which IP the bucket is found. Okay, for example, here you can see hacker bucket, like HackerOne, the bucket found. Okay, you can see here, these are the buckets found in this particular domain. Okay, or this particular company. So this will take time to scan. Okay, in the meanwhile, we can, apart from this lazy 3, we can also use S3 bucket scanner. Okay, this is also for scanning if that website is using that S3 buckets or not. So you can simply copy it and we can simply open this inside the Linux, like Chrome. Here we can simply scan, like install it. So for the installation, we can follow. This is for the Docker. Uh, okay, now this is made up of Python. So simply click on code and click on copy here. And here we can mention git clone again. And you can mention the URL. CD is inside S3 bucket. Okay, now we have to install some requirements. So apply Python 3 -m and install the requirements, which is like the Python libraries, which we have to use to run this application. Okay, now here we have this file here, which is sites.txt. Okay, so now let me get this file, sites.txt. So these are the URLs which I want to scan. You can mention any of the URL of your choice. Okay, you can scan multiple URLs at the same time. So what we can do, we can simply run this py file. So here you can mention Python 3. Okay, so we can mention Python 3 scanner.py, which is your file, and sites.txt. Okay, so after scanning, you will get this particular result. Okay, like found bucket in these like websites, like Frost Cloud is using S3 bucket, Lifehacker is using S3 bucket, and Reddit and Stack Overflow, these are using the S3 buckets. Okay, but here we can see the access is denied here. Okay, like we cannot access that buckets. So we can use this one also, and we can use Lazy3 also for finding if that particular website or the company is using that bucket or not, like Amazon services or not. Okay. Then we have, apart from the S3 scanner, you can use S3 inspector also, brute forcer also, mass3 also. Okay. Then we have enumerate S3 buckets using Firefox extension, which is now not available. Basically, previously we used this extension, which is S3 bucket list. It is an extension which will tell you that if that domain or that website is using the buckets or not. Okay, but it is not available now. Let me show you the interface of that uh, like extension. Okay, now it is not available. You can simply, if it is, then you can simply add to Firefox and you can simply open the website of your choice and you can check if that particular domain is using buckets or not. Okay, like here we have a list of buckets, like we have one and two buckets here. Okay, but this is not available because of the security reasons. That is why it is removed from the from like everywhere. Okay, then we can exploit, which is we can hack the S3 buckets. So hacking means we can fetch data from the bucket, we can upload data from in the bucket, we can delete data from the bucket, and so on. Okay, so here we can use Python application, which is a Python library, AWS CLI. Okay, and this we have to install it inside the Linux. So how to install? Simply, you can use pip3 install AWS CLI. Okay, let me show you this one. Okay, like pip3 install AWS CLI. Now for hacking the bucket, now you cannot hack anyone's bucket. That is also illegal. So what you can do, you can open the Amazon. Okay, and you can create your own account. Okay, open the Amazon Web Services. And for creating the account, you need a credit card or a debit card. Okay, you have to pay like $1 only, which will be refundable after 24 hours. Okay, create a root account as a root user. And once you created your account, like fill all the formalities. And then here you will open your account settings and you can use the security credentials. So open the security credentials and here you will see the access keys, which is access key ID and secret access key. So when you open this, you will get, click on this one, create new access key. So when you create a new access key, you will get two keys. First, simple access key and second, the secret access key. So to copy these access key, or we can say you need these access key to hack anyone's account. Now that is also a kind of a useless attack because for hacking anyone's bucket, you need these access key of theirs account. Then only you can hack theirs bucket also. Okay. And once you get these keys of that particular account, you can hack that particular bucket of their accounts. Okay. Now how the buckets look like. So here is the sample of these buckets. Okay, for example, we have this bucket here, and the URL of this bucket you can see certified hacker one dot s3 dot amazon aws.com. This is the URL of this bucket, and in this URL we have this one hierarchical structure here, which is an XML format. So we have this bucket. First, we have this name of the bucket. Okay, we have this max key and so on. And then we have this key here. Key means your name of your file you are storing. So this is my file, which is pre-publication version and PDF here. And second, we have this file, which is pre-white paper dot PDF. So we have two files here, like two PDF here. First PDF is this one, key, and second is this one. Okay, and you can see some other details here. So we have two items in the bucket, like mainly to PDF here. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply install the AWS CLI and then here you can use AWS help here. Now to configure the buckets here. So we can use AWS configure. Okay, now for the configuring, you need an access key. So the access key that you have copied from here, okay, you can copy from here your access key and your secret access key, copy and paste here. First your access key, then enter, and then your secret key. That is compulsory for hacking the bucket. Okay, without these access key, you cannot hack the bucket. Okay, so again, you can use a social engineering manipulation attack on the victim to get these access key. Okay, then after gaining the access key, then you can do anything. Okay, means you have fully compromised the buckets. Then you can use AWS S3, which is your name of a bucket, and LS, which is list, and then URL of your bucket here. So these are the files in my buckets, like pre-publication and pre-white paper. Then again, we can create a new file inside a Linux. Okay, for example, I'm creating a new file, which is new echo. Here I'm writing this file inside this hack.txt. Okay, so this is my file hack.txt. Okay, so as I said, you can upload any other file here. You can simply move this file inside the bucket. Okay, S3 move means MV means move and name of a file and where you want to move. Okay, then you can simply use, you can see the file is uploaded. Same as you can remove the file, which is RM means remove your file. And this is how you can remove the file. Okay, so it is like kind of a, we cannot say it is a kind of attack also. Okay, means for attacking, you are not doing anything here for the attacking. You're just applying a social engineering attack on the target to gain the access key. Once you gain the access key, then everything is simple here. Okay, so the main part is gaining the access key of a target machine. Sorry, target AWS bucket. And once you gain the access key, then you can do anything. Okay. So it is also a kind of a not a useful kind of attack. Even I cannot say that it is attack also, because we are not doing anything as a attacking here. Okay, we are just having some keys and we are applying the keys and then we are gaining access inside the bucket. That's it. Okay, using this AWS CLI. So it is not even the like actual exploiting here. Okay, the actual exploiting here is whenever you are applying a social engineering attack on the target or your victim to gain the keys. That is actual attack here. Okay, and once you gain the keys, then you can like hack the buckets of the target. Okay, so it is like a kind of it is important for the examination. Okay, is it clear this much? Any questions up to here?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
No questions.
Okay. So what we can do next is let me show you a resume sample of for the cybersecurity. Okay. One second. And I will share the that interview questions on the mail ID or on the WhatsApp. So let me show you the sample.
You
Like
will also answer as well, right? Interview question and answer.
sorry.
You would also provide the answer of the
Yeah.
questions that. Okay.
Yes. Answers also. Okay, so this is the resume sample that I can prefer for the cybersecurity, especially for the cybersecurity. So this is not a cybersecurity resume, it is like a data science resume, but we can update. Like how we can update here is, so basically you can mention your name here, your country, your city here, your phone number here, okay, your mail ID here, and your LinkedIn ID here. Then you can fill your objective. Okay. Now here we have the area of expertise. Now we can remove this one. The what we can mention here as per now. Okay, like we have completed the CEH. So we can mention some parts here, like we can start with the system hacking. Okay, as we are done with the system hacking, then we can say system hacking is our expertise. Okay. Then secondly, we can mention here, we can mention the cryptography. Okay. But see, area of expertise means you have to be expert in that particular area. So we cannot mention the cryptography here because we have a lot more in the cryptography. Okay, we can use here vulnerability analysis. Like you can find the basic level of vulnerabilities, like the skill injection. You can find the command injection, file upload vulnerability, and so on. So you are good at vulnerability analysis. Okay. Moreover, we can mention some other parts like let me think of system hacking. Uh, we can mention here web application, testing. Okay, like you can basically test any web application with the help of Nexus. You can use Zap, you can use NStalker. Okay, so you are the area of expertise is in like web application testing also. Okay, then basically we are also familiar with the Linux server. Okay, now we are familiar with the Linux server. Okay, so these are the area of expertise we can mention here. Then what are the technologies? So here you can just simply change tools and technologies. Okay, now here we can mention. So first we have seen the Nmap here. So we can keep on mentioning, okay, we are good at worksuite. Okay, these are the very important applications. Then we are, let me zoom in. Yeah, sorry, it's worksuite. Then here we can mention the Wireshark. Okay, we can mention OWASP, Zap. That is not countable. Okay, let me remove it. We can use here tenable nexus. Okay, we can use tenable nexus here. Then we can use omnipeak here, which we will see in the like in the tomorrow session. Omnipeak, like how we can use it. Okay, then moreover we can use VMware here. We are familiar with the VMware. That is also important. Okay, we can mention here Kali here. Okay. Okay. Then here you can mention the aircrack NG. Okay. Aircrack NG, which we can mention. Okay, aircrack NG we will see in the tomorrow's session, like how we can use it. Aircrack NG and OmniP. Okay. And then we can mention John. Okay. Like first we can mention the Hydra, which we have seen already. Okay. Then we can mention the Metasploit, which is very important for the as a tools and technologies and so on. So here these are the important. Even you can mention more technologies as you know. Okay, like you can mention the Parrot OS. Okay. You can mention the yeah, let me mention Metasploit. Okay, you can mention the Metasploit, you can mention the malware, static malware analysis, okay, that we will perform tomorrow. Okay, then what else we can mention? Let me check. So we can check. Okay, we can use this set. You can mention the set toolkit, which you are already aware of. Okay, and for the DOS attack, you can mention the Wireshark, which we have mentioned already. Okay, Metasploit. For the session hijacking, you can mention the EtherCap. Okay, and for the web servers, you can mention we have seen the Nmap and okay, don't mention anything from here. Okay, like WebSuite we have already mentioned. You can also mention the NStalker, it is also countable. Okay, then you can mention the SQL injection attack. You can mention the authentication bypass. Okay, like the tools and techniques. Okay, then you can mention the aircrack NG. Okay, which we will cover tomorrow. Okay, from the mobile platform, don't mention anything. Okay. And from the cloud computing, don't mention. From the cryptography, you can mention this VeraCrypt. You can mention this Rohos, this encryption. You can mention this RMail. Okay, these are important. And from the part one, we can mention information gathering tools like you can mention the Google Docs. Okay, you can use Google Hacking Database also. Okay, mainly you have to use some very popular tools and keywords here. Okay, you can mention the John the Ripper, which we have covered, like we have to cover tomorrow in the system hacking. Then you can mention the Mimikatz and so on. Okay, so these are the tools which you can mention. Like you can just revise the whole syllabus, and once revised, after revising, you can just find out in which tool you are expert on, and then you can mention all those tools. Okay, you can mention the Shodan, you can mention the Netcraft. Okay, these are like the tools which you can mention this in that in your resume. Okay, and from my point of view, you can mention this we will cover tomorrow, the system hacking. Okay, from the system hacking, you can mention this Mimikatz, you can mention this Armitage, you can mention this Responder, you can mention this privilege acceleration, and so on. So these are the tools you can mention here, like in the tools and technologies. Okay, so you can mention as many as tools as you want. Okay, the more tools you will put, the more chances are to get selected as a like a for the interview. Okay, but for the area of expertise, we are only expertise in the system hacking, which you can hack any system. Also, after the syllabus, you can also practice on multiple machines. Okay, you are good at vulnerability analysis, which you can do with the help of manual scan as well as automatic scan. Then we are also good in web application testing and Linux server. Okay, then you can mention your professional experience. This is you have to mention by yourself. You can mention your company name, your date of joining, etc., and then your position there. and then your roles and responsibilities there. Okay, so you have to mention experience. Okay, then your professional qualification comes here. Okay, you can mention your professional qualification here, like your degree, your graduation details, your masters, your any other, your even your you have done your cybersecurity course from the JNTech, sorry, from any company, you can mention here. Then you can mention your awards, if any. Okay, it is not compulsory. Then comes the projects. Now here you have to mention the machine you have hacked. For example, you have compromised the Metasploitable second machine. So you can simply mention the machine name here. Okay, so just remove this one. Okay, because those are the part of the projects. Projects are as if you can hack the machine, then you can create the reports of those machines. Okay, now how to create reports, that I will show you tomorrow, like how we can create a full-fledged reports with the help of like after solving the machines, that I will show you. Okay, so here you can mention the machine name that you have compromised. For example, like don't mention the basic machines, just mention the, for example, Cubetrix level second. Okay. Then here you can mention a description of that machine. You can take this description from the website also. Okay, even you can like put the description in your own words. So you can mention the description from here also. Like it is a basic machine and the main challenge is to acquire the root access, etc. So you can also mention the description from here. Okay, even project sessions is not, this session is also not important. Okay, but even if you are hacking the machine, okay, like when to put this session. For example, you have hacked multiple machines like a Metasploitable, Windows hacking, and Linux hacking, and Cubetrix level 1, 2, and Mr. Robot, and so on. So if you think that you have hacked around 10 machines, then you can put those 10 machines here. Okay, like let's say if you have hacked only 2 or 3 machines, don't put these 2 or 3 machines here. Okay, that will not look good. And always mention the high level machine, not low level, like Metasploitable second. It is like a very basic machine. So don't mention that machine here. Okay, you can mention Cubetrix level second. You can mention third, fourth, fifth. You can also mention Mr. Robot machine. Okay, and then you can put the tools which you have used here. So you can just remove this analytics tool here. Okay, you can put your description of your machine here. Okay, and then you can mention what kind of tools you have used. For example, Nmap or any other tool. And technique you can not mention, even if you want to mention like information gathering or scanning, you can mention. But main is the tools, the description, and the project number. Okay. Then we have this one. You can also use the second, like apart from the machines, you can also create your own applications or own tools with the help of Python. That you can also mention here. Like what kind of uh, tools or malware you have created, that also you can mention here. Okay, if you want to create, then you can like create. If you want to create, you can create in the future. Then you can mention here also. Okay, so in the basically in up to the CEH, you can only mention the reports of the machine that you have solved and projects like your Python tools or Python like malwares. If you want to create, then you can. Otherwise, that is not compulsory. Okay, that you can mention here. Okay, otherwise, apart from these, we don't have any other projects in the CEH, especially in the CEH. Okay, let's say if you are in the penetration, then you can mention the bug hunting projects. Okay, you can mention your bug hunting projects. You can mention how many bugs you have find in your entire journey and so on. That you can mention. Okay, otherwise, up to the CEH till now, you can mention how many machines you have solved. Okay, and their reports. Okay, now how to create reports, that you will see tomorrow. Okay. Let me show you a sample of the report. Okay, it is a like a report sample. Okay, from one of my student. So what you can do, you can first mention these are the basic reports. These are not like the high level reports. Okay, but these are important as if you want to create like a report, you can upload these reports also. But these are not important as per the industry's level. Okay, okay, but you can start with the basic. You can check out this report. Here you can mention the name of your machine, for example, Qpatrix or any other machine. Okay, you can mention your penetration testing report, and here you can mention your name and you're prepared for, like your company name you're prepared for, and then the date of your preparation. Okay, then you can mention the URL of your company and your mail address of your company. Then you can mention a table of contents, like you can mention a document control. These are important. The introduction of the machine objective, like the challenge and tools used. Then you can mention the short summary and then methodologies you have used. And then conclusion. Okay, then you can start with the document control. In here, you can mention your details here, like project number, issue date, classification, and your approval date, and so on. Here you can mention your details, your contact number. Okay, and then here you can start with the introduction. Okay, like you can you can mention the introduction of the machine. Okay, like the machine objective and like kind of machine and so on. So you can copy this machine description from the internet. Okay, then you can apply the name of your machine, OS type, memory of your file, which is 1 GB. In your case, the memory would be, for example, if you're creating for the Qpatrix. So here you can check out the file size is 404 MB. So you can mention 404 MB. Okay, in the report. Then here startup disk you can mention, and then you can mention the source from where you have downloaded the vulnerable machine. And then you can mention the objective of the machine, the tools you have used in your entire hacking. Then here the short summary. Okay, where we can mention the target IP address, target machine name. Okay, the vulnerability which you have found. In our case, you can mention if you are creating for the Qpatrix, then you can mention these three vulnerabilities that you have found, like SQL injection, command injection, and Linux kernel vulnerability. Okay. Then what kind of exploited you have used? In our case, you have used 9545.c. Okay, like this exploit you have used. So you can mention the details of this exploit also. Okay, but in a short way, you can mention the name there. Okay, like this exploit 9545C you have used, and which tool you have used for hacking. So basically, we have used the C file, okay, for hacking. Even you can mention the SQL injection and so on. Okay, you can mention as per your machine. Then we have the methodology you can apply with the inform. Now, this is a detailed summary. Okay, so you can start with the methodology. You can mention why methodology is important to follow. Okay, and so on. Then you can mention information gathering scanning. You can start with the machine. Okay, like you have to write the step how you have fully compromised the machine with the screenshot. Okay, that is important. So you can mention, you can start the turn on the DC machine. Okay, and here's the screenshot of DC machine. Then we have used we started with the victim IP address, like how to collect victim IP using net discover. And here's the screenshot. Okay, and then if you start with the nmap scan, here's the screenshot and so on. So it is an example of how we can hack like how we can create a script. Again, it is not a, not like a report which you can use in the companies. Okay, it is for the practice purpose only. Okay, I'm not saying that this is the report or this is the actual report you have to make in the companies. That is not true. Okay, this is like a sample report which you can put as a project. For example, like how do any company owner know that you have hacked this much machine? So you can simply mention the name of the projects, like name of the machine you have compromised with with the report. Okay, like I have the report also. So if any company or the any HR wants the report, then you can submit also. Okay, and if you want to submit, then you can also submit, or you can also upload your reports in the GitHub repository. Okay, here you can upload your like you can create your account, and here you can also upload your reports for the showcasing purpose. Okay, so you can upload here also, or you can also submit manually also. It depends. But for now only you can do this much projects. Okay, and these are also not these are also countable. Okay, we cannot say these are all useless. You can start hacking the machines. Solve as many machines as you can. Okay, like you can start with the basic machine, then move to intermediate and advanced. Also with the machines, you can also play. You can do with the you can start with the try hack me also. Okay, start the try hack me, solve machines there also. And in the try hack me, start with the certification. Okay, like you can purchase a premium of like 799 or any amount you can. See, premium is not important in the starting. Okay, so you can simply log in, you can start explore this platform. Okay, after exploring, you can just click on learn here and start learning here. Okay, like some resources are free here and advanced resources are paid here. So starting में like don't pay. Okay, just get familiar with the platform, like how we can solve the machines there. Okay, and here we have these platforms here, like red teaming, we have cyber security, we have cyber defense. So start solving the machines there, and then you will get a certification. And these certification you can also mention in your resume. But again, I'm not saying that you will get a very high paid job with this basic certification. You will not. Okay. So, and if you want to continue your journey in the cybersecurity, then you can move to any other path. Like you can start with the web application penetration testing, or you can move in the mobile penetration testing. Okay. Then only we can say you will become expert. Okay. No one will become expert in the 3 months, right? Or the 2 months. So this is just a basic certification where you have just get familiar with the concepts. Okay, when we talk about cryptography or cloud computing or any other module, these are very vast. Like cryptographies are very broad, like field of cybersecurity, as you know. Like we have many algorithms there, we have the working of algorithms, we have many like keys there. Like we have many things in each and every module. So these are just think of an introduction package, okay, of each and every module. And these are like some of for example, here we have SQL injection. So in the SQL, we have only discussed the error-based SQL. Okay, we have not discussed like time-based or any other like blind SQL injection. We have not discussed. Okay, because that is not in the syllabus. Also, that is like the advanced stuff. Okay, so that is why CEH is like a basic certification where you can get started. After studying, if you want to move with the cybersecurity only, then you can start with some other you can go in some other path. Like you can choose your path, like blue teaming or red teaming. Now you can choose wisely. Okay, like whether you want to go in the red teaming or the blue teaming or in the forensics or in any other particular path. So choose your path, then start that path. Okay, like you will need some few months also for that path. Okay, practice, and then you will like get a high paid job. So it depends also. Okay, so
Bhavya,
in
like
the
how about
starting, as you said, for the resume, so this is like a basic sample of the resume. Okay, and you can fill up your details as per your like your qualifications, your experience. You can fill up. Okay, yes.
Bhavya, this is Mirza. Like, yeah, the resume are showing us actually, so example, like the header, footer, body, these things. Like, but the my a question is like, as a project base, like, what we will do the input, like, what we did in the project. That we need help a little bit, probably. You know what I
Okay, so
mean?
basic, yeah, like you have to put in the resume, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can just mention first the severity levels. Like, for example, in the Kubernetes level second, we have found three vulnerabilities. First, SQL injection attack. Second, command injection, and Linux kernel. Okay, so you can mention these three vulnerabilities in the description of the projects. For example, the Kubernetes level second. Here you can mention. You can start with the mentioning the vulnerabilities found in the description, so that the HR knows that you have worked on these vulnerabilities. So you can mention the vulnerabilities found. And here you can mention with the SQL injection authentication bypass, you can mention the command injection, and then you can mention this Linux kernel CentOS is vulnerable. Okay, so as a description, you can mention these details. First, this one, which help us to bypass the login page. You can copy this as it is, and you can mention here. Okay, like you have to show like what kind of operations you have performed in this project. Okay, or what kind of in which vulnerabilities you have worked in. So basically, you can mention this SQL authentication bypass here. Secondly, you can mention the command injection also, like how many vulnerabilities you are finding. You can mention all these in a single project. Okay, like all those vulnerabilities with the severity level. For example, SQL injection. Now here you can think of SQL injection. What is the severity here? High, low, medium, or critical? What do you say here? Like what is the if we define the severity? Is it high? Is it low? Or is it medium? Or is it like critical or severe level? So what you can define here? Is it we can see the critical here because there's an authentication page and you are
Hmm.
bypassing in the authentication page. So that is a critical kind of a vulnerability. Okay, so vulnerability and the severity of the vulnerabilities depend on the web page or the impact of that vulnerability in the company. So you can mention that this SQL injection is a critical vulnerability here. So you can mention the severity as well here. With the attack, you can mention the severity, which is here critical. Okay, so in the description of the projects, you can mention how many vulnerabilities you have found with and what this vulnerabilities, like what is the severity level of this particular vulnerability. Okay, and how you used this particular vulnerability in the uh, inside this machine. Okay. Uh, okay. Is it clear?
Yes, got it. And one more question, like so, pen testing as is a different path. So whatever we learn from you, how we can implement something, or can we implement something like or compare with something as a SOC analyst, or SOC analyst is a totally different thing.
Um, Basically, you can think of a cybersecurity ethical hacker. You can mention yourself as an ethical hacker. Okay. And
Okay.
SOC analyst is very different. Okay, it is like you can think of a kind of a intermediate path. Cybersecurity, sorry, ethical hacker is like you can start you can think of a basic path here. Okay. So and SOC analyst is like a very the advanced path, and it is of the blue teaming path. As I said, CEH is a basic certification only. Okay. And it is like it is for getting started. Okay. Like it is for the, you can think of an introduction part. Like you get familiar with all the modules. Now you can think of you can choose your path. Okay. Now you know that what is Windows hacking, you know what is cryptography, you know what is cloud computing, you know how to hack the websites, how to start with the, how to actually hack. Okay, and so on. So now you know everything. Now you can choose your path, and as per your path, you can start working on that. Okay, so as I said, that it is like all basics. You will not going to get a the high paid job from this certification. Okay,
Yes.
so
Mhm.
you can take anyone from the market, and if you ask with anyone that what we can do with the help of CEA certification, again he will say that it is a like a basic certification. You can now move forward. You can you can move to another step. Okay, that is you can start with the blue teaming or red teaming or any other like path of your interest.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Also,
that's
with
fine.
the
Thank you.
tools and technologies, you can mention here the security standards that are very important. So we have also learned about security standards. That is, the must part. Okay, so we have discussed about HIPAA, and we have discussed about PCI DSS. Also, we have discussed about GDPR and so on. Okay, so you can mention the security standards as well. Okay, also you can mention the tools and technologies that you have used in the entire CEH. So you can just keep on adding the tools. Okay, once you have learned, you can just keep on adding here. Okay, make sure just add the tools which you are expert in. Okay, that's it. And rest you can mention, you can change the objective here, and here you can, if you think that you are expert in other domains, then you can also mention that domain also, like in the communication, in the management, in the operations, then you can also mention that domains also, like your soft skills as well here. And here you can mention your professional experience and your qualification and your projects. Okay. Is it clear this much? Any questions?
No, that's fine. Yes.
Okay. And I will share the interview questions and answers by today or tomorrow. Okay, that you can see. And if you have any doubt regarding anything, you can ask me or ping me on WhatsApp. Okay, so rest we will continue tomorrow with the
All right.
wireless hacking. Okay.
Thank you.
And try to solve as many machines as you can. You can get the machines from here, which is also for free, which is one of machines. Okay, so these are the machines. These are all free. You can hack machine. You can search for first for the basic machines. Okay, now this web machine, yeah, this planet's Earth is easy. We have DC1, DC second. This is also easy. So try to solve the machine in the series. For example, we have Cubetrix. We have the series of Cubetrix. When you search here, like we have the Cubetrix level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you also 5. Also, we have the DC series. So try to hack the machines in the series, like DC1 and 2 and so on. We have this one series also 6OX. So this is also a good machine. So try to solve the machines, and once you get into machine, you will like you will get clear about all the concepts. Okay, like how we can basically hack or how we can use this particular tool and so on. And if you're stuck at any machine, you can simply, for example, if you're stuck at Cubetrix machine, so search for Cubetrix level 3 walkthrough. Okay, if you're stuck at anywhere, so you can simply use this one websites or platform to search for the steps. Okay, so these are the walkthroughs. It is same as your reports only. Okay, like how we can hack, like what are the steps of hacking and the screenshot of hacking. So it is same as the reports. Even you can upload your reports in the OneHub also, so that others can also use the reports. For example, you can see these are the reports. Okay, these are the walkthroughs also. So you click on submit yours and you can submit your reports also. Okay, to help others. Okay, so that's it for today, and rest we will continue tomorrow. Any questions?
No, thanks.
Okay, thank you.